and this is Hypnosis Health Info. And I just finished a client session a few minutes ago, and this client and I were talking about her desire to lose weight, and she's in for weight loss hypnosis, and you know, I just wasn't getting that she was all that motivated to lose weight, and she was talking about exercise, and I didn't get that she was motivated to exercise, and so I was pushing her, and why did she want to lose the weight, and why would she want to exercise, and right now for her desire for sweets, her desires for cookies and candy is much more powerful than her physical need to lose weight, than her the fact that she'd feel better, she'd lower her blood pressure, that she'd lower her blood sugar, that her clothes would fit better, that she could keep up with her grandkids easier. Right now, the sweets are more important to her, and she's not sure she's really ready, even willing to give up the sweets and change that desire. And with hypnosis, there's certainly things that we can do that would end the desire for the sweets and really focus and motivate her to on the weight loss. But she's got to want that, and right now she really doesn't want it. And she reminded me of a client from a few years ago, and I told her the story about this client. And I had a woman that came in for a weight loss consultation. She was about 5'2", 5'3", and she was a good 100 pounds overweight at that time. And in the consultation, she shared with me that she had a gym membership. It was one of those lifetime deals, but it had been months since she'd been there. And in the consultation, she also shared that, 2 or 3 years prior to the consultation, she'd taken motorcycle lessons, and she'd gone out and bought herself a Harley. And she decided she was going to do Slender for Life, and she was really excited about losing weight. And she came in for her first session, and she brought me some photos of her Harley. It was a nice big black hog, lots of chrome, and just really beautiful machine. Made my heart go pitter patter. And 2 or 3 sessions went by, and she was consistently losing weight, and she was doing really great, except that she hadn't been in to the gym to exercise. So I said, so why would you go exercise? And she said, well, I'd feel better. It would help me lose weight. And then she was kind of stuck. And again, she really wasn't all that motivated to get into the gym and lose weight. She knew what she should, but she couldn't get excited about it. She wasn't passionate about it. She just really did not have the drive to go exercise. So finally I said, well, tell me about your Harley. I said, how do you get that thing in and out of the garage or in and out of a parking stall? And she says, oh, I can hardly move it. And I said, well, how far can you ride it? And she said, oh, only about an hour out and an hour back, that afterwards, she just gets so stiff and so sore, and she can hardly walk. And a few years, or a few weeks prior to this, she'd actually had ridden with a friend from Seattle out to Winthrop and back, and said she couldn't walk for 3 days. And she told me that this friend also wanted her to get on their Harleys and ride to Madison this was back at the time of the 100th Harley celebration, and go to that, and then ride on to Washington, D.C., and tour D.C., and then ride all the way back to Seattle. And she said that would kill her if she knew that. And so what she was thinking she might do with this friend is, while he rode his bike, she'd drive her van and pull her Harley on the trailer behind, and she could do a little bit of riding with him. And I said, well, what happens when that thing tips over? I said, how do you get it back up? And she said, I can't, I have to have help. And I talked to her more about the difficulties of riding her Harley and the limitations that she had because of being as overweight as she was, and the weakness of her body. And finally I said, well, what if you got into the gym and you started doing some upper body exercises, working working your shoulders and your arms and your chest and your upper back, and getting some strength there. And what if you started doing your core work and working on those abs and doing some lower back work, and what if you started doing some leg extensions and leg curls and maybe some squats, and suddenly you could see the wheel starting to turn of, oh, going to the gym wasn't about exercise. The purpose of going to the gym wasn't to go exercise and be excited about exercise, but as a result of going to the gym, she would have an easier time of riding her Harley. Well, the next week she came in, and in between she'd been to the gym 7 times. Every day she'd been to the gym. And the months went by, and she was just consistently losing the weight, hardly missed a day of going to the gym. By the time it came around for her to get on their bikes and go to Madison, she was still about 25, maybe 30 pounds from her goal, but she lost, close to over 70 pounds at that point. And she and her friend both rode their Harleys to Madison. She sent me a postcard from Madison, went on to Washington, D.C., and brought me back photos of her sitting on her Harley in front of the Washington Monument. And she went on and got to her goal weight, and every once in a while I talk to her or bump into her somewhere. She's looking great, loving her Harley. So my question to you, and my question to this client that was just in, is what is your Harley? What is it that would be so compelling, so motivating to you that would get you to reach your goal, whether it's weight loss or some other health goal or an educational goal or a career goal? But what is it that's so compelling that would make it worthwhile? So my challenge to you, my question to you today is, what is your Harley? And I'd love to hear from you about it. Email me, roger@hypnosishealthinfo.com, and let me know what it is that's so compelling, so motivating to you that would make losing weight or other health issues or any goal worthwhile to you, that you'd be willing to do the work that you need to do to achieve that goal. This is Hypnosis Health Info, and I'm Roger Moore.